Yo, Anna, I was actually saw this thing online yesterday, right? It was this guy, I think he was in Tokyo or something, and he was just like talking to his glasses. But not like a crazy person, you know? He was having this full-blown, deep philosophical debate about existentialism or whatever. But he was doing it in perfect Japanese. And the thing is, he only started learning like 3 months ago. 3 months! I mean, I spent 4 years in high school Spanish, and all I can do is ask where the library is. It's wild, right? Like, where are we even at right now?
Yeah, totally. I know exactly the video you're talking about. It's insane. But wait, before we get too deep into the matrix here, we should probably, say hi. Welcome to Natural English Talk. I'm Anna, and that guy overexcited about Japanese glasses is James.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, I get on these tangents and I forget where I am. I'm James. Hey. So, anyway, we're doing this thing today where we're going to talk about how everything has changed. Like it's 2026, man. If you're still sitting there with a dusty grammar book and a yellow highlighter, you're basically using a stone tool to build a rocket ship.
For sure. But hey, for everyone listening, especially if this is your first time, just breathe for a second. Relax. You don't need to, have a dictionary open or be stressing about every single word James mumbles, because he mumbles a lot.
Hey, I don't... Okay, maybe a little. But seriously, just let the sound wash over you. It's like a safety contract between us, okay? You don't have to understand every if clause or whatever. Just hang out with us. If you get 40%, cool. If you get 80%, even better. The point is just to, be in the language. Passive listening is your best friend.
Exactly. It's about the vibe. If you're stressed, your brain it shuts down. It's like a no entry sign for new words. So just listen to us ramble. Like James was saying, the tech is crazy now. I was playing around with that new neural sync AI last week, the one that mimics your voice, and I was thinking, I actually felt a bit intimidated. Like, if the AI can speak for me, why am I even putting in the work, you know?
See, that's where I disagree. I get it, but I was thinking about this while I was making coffee this morning. The AI isn't the goal, it's the super trainer. It's like having a personal coach in your pocket 24/7 who never gets tired of your bad pronunciation. I used to be so embarrassed to practice, but now I can just talk to my phone while I'm doing the dishes and it doesn't judge me. It's actually making me want to speak more. It's weirdly addictive.
I see that. It's definitely lowered the barrier to entry, but there's still that human element that's missing, right? Or is it? With the way the voices sound now, sometimes I forget I'm not talking to a real person. It's getting harder to tell the difference, which is kind of trippy if you think about it too much.
But see, that's the thing, Anna. You said it's trippy, and it totally is, but... Okay, so I was using this one app, right? The one that basically creates a 3D avatar of a native speaker. And I was actually having this argument with it. Well, not an argument, more like a heated debate about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. Classic, I know. But the AI, it started using these weird little fillers. It said, look, I get where you're coming from, but... And it paused, like a real human pause. I actually stopped and asked myself, wait, is there a guy in a basement somewhere typing this? It felt too real, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's that uncanny valley feeling. But honestly, I think that's exactly why it works so well for learning now. Back in 2022 or whatever, everything sounded so robotic. You'd ask a question and get this perfect grammatical paragraph that no one would ever actually say in real life. But now, in 2026, the AI is programmed to be, imperfect. It uses the likes and the you knows, and it actually helps you pick up the rhythm of the language, not just the words.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. It's the rhythm. I've been trying to do this thing, shadowing, I think they call it, where you just repeat exactly what you hear right after you hear it. And doing it with a real sounding AI is a game changer. I used to try it with the news, but the news is so formal. Nobody talks like a news anchor when they're grabbing a beer, But this conversation we're having right now, this is the gold.
Totally. And that's actually a huge tip for anyone listening. If you want to sound natural, you got to listen to, well, natural stuff, like this podcast. No, but seriously, shadowing a casual conversation is so much better than shadowing a textbook dialogue. Like, hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. Nobody says that. We say, hey, how's it going? Or what's up, man? If you shadow the messy English, you start to sound like a messy human, which is, the goal.
Right, right. It's about the flow. I found myself the other day, I was at the grocery store, the real one, not the VR one, and I almost said I'd have to the cashier. Like, I'd have brought my own bag if I knew they cost $1 now. And I caught myself and thought, whoa, that's a triple contraction. I didn't learn that from a list. I heard it so many times in my ear through the AI and the podcasts I listened to that it just popped out. It was kind of a breakthrough moment, honestly.
Nodding. That's the dream, right? When it just pops out, that means your brain has stopped translating and started operating in English. But I gotta ask, do you ever feel like, I don't know, like you're losing the social part of it? If you're just talking to an AI coach all day, aren't you gonna be like super awkward when you finally meet a real person from New York or London?
That's a fair point. I mean, I actually think it's the opposite. It's like a warm-up. You know how athletes use those machines that throw baseballs at them? It's not a real pitcher, but it gets your swing ready. Then, when you get into the real game, the real conversation, you're not thinking about your feet or your hands, you're just playing. But I don't know, maybe I'm just becoming a hermit who likes his phone too much. Talking about being a hermit, it's funny because I actually think the AI has made me less of a perfectionist. Like before, I'd get so stuck in my head, man. I'd be halfway through a sentence and think, wait, is it have gone or went? And then I just stopped talking. My brain would just freeze up like an old laptop. But now, since I've been binging these podcasts and using the voice chat tools, I realize that, well, even we don't speak perfectly. I mean, look at me. I'm constantly starting sentences and wham, changing direction midair.
Oh, for sure, all the time. I think the perfect student is dead. Or they should be. Because in 2026, the goal isn't to be a walking dictionary. It's about resilience. If you can mess up a word but keep the conversation flowing, that's the real win. That's why I'm always telling people to just stop caring so much about the mistakes. Like, I was talking to my AI tutor, Max. I named him Max, don't ask. And I told him to stop correcting my grammar for a whole hour. I just wanted to see if I could keep a story going for 10 minutes straight.
Whistles. 10 minutes? That's a marathon, Anna. But wait, did it work? Like, I don't know, did you feel more confident? Or did you just feel like you were just making sounds and hoping they stick to the wall?
A bit of both, honestly, but that's the secret sauce. It's like I actually realized that when I stopped worrying about being correct, I started using more of those expressions we talk about. Like, instead of saying, I am very busy, I just naturally said, I'm swamped. I didn't think about it. It just came out because I'd heard it a million times on that natural English show I listened to. It's that, what do you call it? Implicit learning, where your brain just absorbs the patterns while you're thinking about the content, not the rules.
Yeah, totally. It's like learning to ride a bike. You don't read a manual about the physics of balance. You fall a few times and then suddenly your brain gets it. But I gotta say, some people, I've seen them in the comments of some videos, and they're still obsessed with like, is this C1 or C2 level? And I'm just like, who cares? Can you order a coffee? Can you tell a joke? Can you have a disagreement without it being awkward? That's the level that actually matters in the real world.
Right, exactly. It's the can you actually function level. And I think that's where the 2026 tech really shines. We have these tools that can simulate any scenario. Like, I can tell my AI to act like a grumpy landlord or fast talking barista from Brooklyn. It's like It's like a playground where the stakes are zero. You can't fail a conversation with a machine, so it gives you the guts to try things you'd be too scared to try with a real person.
Nodding aggressively. Exactly. It's the no fear zone. I mean, I'd have never had the courage to use slang like no cap or whatever, though maybe I'm too old for that, if I hadn't practiced it in private first. It's about building that muscle memory. So anyway, for everyone listening, if you're still worried about your accent or your tenses, just stop. Seriously, just lean into the mess. The mess is where the fluency lives. So, okay, but here's the thing, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. With all this tech, the AI, the VR, the instant translations, it's almost too easy to get bored, right? Like back in the day, you had to, I don't know, go to a library or find a pen pal in London or whatever. There was this struggle, and the struggle made it stick. Now, if I can just toggle a switch and have a perfect conversation partner, I find myself like, I'll start a session and then 5 minutes later, I'm scrolling through cat videos. It's like, how do you stay, locked in when the challenge feels, I don't know, artificial?
Oh man, I feel that so hard. It's the Netflix effect, right? You have 10,000 things to watch, so you end up watching nothing. I actually think that's why things like this, like long form podcasts, are making a huge comeback in 2026. Because it's real. We aren't like a programmed script designed to keep your attention for 60 seconds. We're just two people hanging out. And that's actually a different kind of brain muscle you have to train, the focus muscle.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, if you're always using those bite sized apps, the ones with the little owls and the streaks, you're only learning to, like, translate the apple is red really fast. But real life is long. It's winding, like this conversation. We haven't talked about grammar once, but we've been talking for what, 20 minutes? If you can't follow a 20-minute conversation because your brain is fried from short-form videos, you're going to have a bad time in a real meeting or at a real dinner party.
Totally. And I think that's the secret to using the new tools effectively. You have to use them to supplement the real, messy, long stuff. Like, I'll listen to a podcast like this. Well, not this one, obviously. That'd be weird. But I'll listen to an hour-long deep dive on, like, space travel. And then I'll go to my AI and say, hey, I just heard this crazy thing about Mars. Let's talk about it. You gotta bring the content to the coach. If you just rely on the AI to lead the way, it gets sterile.
Sterile. That's a good word for it. It's like eating vitamin pills instead of a steak. It's got all the stuff you need, but it doesn't satisfy you. I tried to tell my AI to act like a jerk the other day, just to see if it would like push back, because I realized I was getting too comfortable with everyone, the AI I mean, being so nice to me. In the real world, people interrupt, they disagree, they use sarcasm.
Wait, did it actually do it? Did it act like a jerk? Because I can't imagine a robot being mean. That's kind of hilarious.
It was actually kind of intense. It started questioning my logic and like scoffing at my points. My heart rate actually went up, but that's when I realized that is the training. If you can defend your opinion in English when you're a little bit annoyed or stressed, that's when you know you've actually made it. It's not about the words anymore, it's about the emotion behind them.
That's a really good point. It's about the pressure, using 2026 tech to increase the pressure in a safe way, like a flight simulator for your mouth. I mean, I wouldn't recommend starting with the jerk mode, but maybe don't just take the easy path every time. Listen to something long, something fast, something that makes you go, wait, what did they just say? And then just keep going.
Speaking of like keeping going, I've been doing this thing lately, Anna, and it sounds a little bit crazy, but I've been using this AI tool that records me, right? And then it plays it back to me, but it doesn't just play my voice, it like fixes my accent just a tiny bit, like 10%, and shows me a video of myself speaking perfectly. It's like looking into a mirror from the future. And I'm just sitting there like, wait, is that me? Am I actually that cool?
Oh man, that's that visual shadowing tech, right? I've heard of that. It's supposed to like hack your brain into thinking you're already fluent. But doesn't it feel a bit like cheating or like, a bit fake? I feel like if I saw a perfect version of me, I'd just get depressed looking at the real me in the morning.
No, see, that's the thing. It's not about like vanity. It's about the mental blueprint. I realized that for years my biggest problem wasn't my vocabulary, it was that I couldn't see myself as an English speaker. I always felt like an imposter, like I was just wearing a costume. But seeing that video, it kind of broke something in my head. It made it feel possible, like, oh, okay, my mouth can move that way.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's like visualization for athletes. If you can see yourself hitting the home run, you're more likely to do it. But I still think, okay, call me old-fashioned, even in 2026, but I still think the best way to get that blueprint is just raw, unfiltered immersion, like what we're doing. No filters, no AI fixes, just the grit. I tell my students all the time, well, I don't teach them, we just chat, but I tell them, listen to natural English talk while you're at the gym. Don't analyze it. Just let the gonna, wanna, and shoulda sink in until they feel like your own skin.
For sure. The shadowing thing we mentioned earlier, I do that with this podcast. I'll take a segment of you talking because you actually sound like a normal person, unlike me, and I'll just try to match your energy, not just the words, but the music of it, where you go up, where you go down. I think people forget that English is like 50% music and 50% words. If you get the tune right, people understand you, even if you mess up the lyrics.
Snaps fingers. Exactly. That's a great way to put it. It's the tune. And I think that's why people get so frustrated with AI sometimes. Even now, it can be a bit rhythmic in the wrong way. It's too steady. Real humans, we speed up when we're excited, we slow down when we're thinking, we trail off when we forget our point, like I'm doing right now.
See, perfect example. And that's what the passive listening thing is all about. You're absorbing the stumbles. If you only ever listen to perfect, polished audio, you're going to be terrified of your own silences. But if you listen to us, you realize that silence and are just, they're part of the language. They give you time to think. They're not bugs, they're features, man.
Totally. It's about owning the pauses. I used to be so scared of silence in a conversation, I felt like I had to fill every second with a word. But now I'm like, I'll just say, hang on, let me think about that. Or, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. And that actually makes me sound more like a native than if I just had a perfect answer ready. It's the humanness of it all.
Man, that's so true. It's not a bug, it's a feature. I'm going to steal that. But okay, so we've talked about the glasses, the AI jerks, the 3D avatars, but it kind of leads to the big question, right? Why? Like, why are we still doing all this? In 2026, I could just wear a pair of earbuds that translate everything you say in real time. I wouldn't have to learn a single verb. So why do we still care?
You know, I was thinking about that during the last solar eclipse. I was in a park, and there was this guy next to me. I think he was from Italy, and we both just looked at each other when it happened. He didn't have his translator on, and neither did I, and we just started talking. It wasn't about translating data, it was about sharing a moment. If I'd been waiting for a computer to process my awe, the moment would have been dead.
Exactly, that's it. It's the latency, right? Not just the tech latency, but the emotional latency. When you speak the language, you're in the room. When you're using a device, you're a spectator. It's like watching a concert through your phone screen instead of just looking at the stage. You're there, but you're not there.
For sure. And I think that's the best way to wrap this up for everyone listening. The tech, the AI coaches, the shadowing apps, the VR immersion, it's all just a bridge. It's a bridge to get you to the point where you can sit across from someone, look them in the eye, and actually feel what they're saying. English isn't a goal, it's a key. It's a key to a billion more doors.
Man, that got deep. I started with Japanese glasses and we ended up with the meaning of life. But seriously, if you're listening to this, don't let the tech make you lazy. Use it to get strong. Use the safety contract. Listen to us mumble while you're doing your laundry or sitting on the bus. Let it sink in. Because one day you're going to be in a park or a bar or a meeting and the tech is going to fail, or you're going to take the earbuds out and you're going to realize, hey, I've got this.
I've got this. That's the perfect place to end. So guys, seriously, keep it messy, keep it real, and just keep listening. You're doing better than you think you are.
Way better. No cap, as the kids or the AI would say. Thanks for hanging out with us on Natural English Talk. Catch you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.